All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I was just choking on a cookie that I just ate, but I'm back with another live stream. I'm at work right now, but it's a little slow, so I'm gonna try to squeeze in some wrestling. I'm on my never-ending quest to try to catch up. I've fallen behind, which is a no-no in wrestling because it's tough to catch up when you fall behind. There's 400 shows a week, so I'm on Smackdown from June 27th. This was 5 days ago now, as we speak, but it seems like ages ago, as there's been a bunch of wrestling shows that I've missed, and AEW Dynamite is tonight and all that, which I got to catch up on eventually. But it's all good. SmackDown from the 27th. I want to catch up on these shows in my terms. I don't want to feel rushed just because, you know, just because there's too many shows coming up and all that. I want to enjoy them. And even though this was like a 3 hour go home show right before a pay per view at Saudi Arabia, the go home for Night of Champions, it's usually like not very, it's usually not a very important 3 hours. You know, people have a lot of stuff to do. You're going to expect them to watch Night of Champions, the show actually. It's hard to expect them to actually completely sit through and focus through SmackDown. So I'd be surprised if there's really a lot of important things that happen on the show, but maybe something since it's the night before. Maybe they want to get people excited for it. Some things I remember. Let's see. I'm doing this from memory these days. I'm not really taking notes on the wrestling like I was before, but off the top of my head, I obviously am expecting something to happen for Cena and CM Punk the last day before they have their match, their big reunion match, and then what else? R Truth and Aleister Black had a thing. Well, R Truth and Cena, I mean, I guess that's technically maybe not over, as um, R Truth got screwed and got, you know, hit with the title belt, so it was a DQ finish. He might still want that to continue and want a third match, I guess. I don't know. And then what else? Solo and Jacob Fatu are slated to get down at the pay per view. LA Knight. LA Knight got put down by Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed, so I don't know if he's still going to be out or if he's going to try to make a comeback. We'll see. Other than that, the King of the Ring, Queen of the Ring, the finals are coming up at the show, at the Night of Champions show. So I don't know if they'll have something for that. And anything else that's slipping my mind. WWE Tag Team Title picture. Alexa and Charlotte. I would suppose Meechin and BFAB is something they've been coming back to. So let's see. We'll just watch the show and we'll see if we'll make comments as we go through the show. So here's another heavyweight 3 hour SmackDown that I'm gonna try to get through right now.
This is the capital of the kingdom.
By the way, I'm not at my computer, so I'm not gonna be able to play slides and pictures for you guys today, unfortunately. So I'm just trying to squeeze this in. Today's format will just be pretty much audio only. If you really want to see the images that I'm watching, you could zoom in to that little video at the bottom. If you switch to 1080p, it'll be a lot clearer. But yeah, that's what I'm watching along with. But I'm putting it real tiny because, you know, this is the size that it won't bother the copyrights, I guess. So this is the best I could do here on YouTube. Mostly, though, I will be listening and I'll explain whatever is on the screen that might not be clear just from listening to what's going on. But yeah, so we're in Saudi Arabia again, the day before Night of Champions. So they got a big show here. Looks like a big stadium, big venue for a SmackDown. Got to give them something, I guess. What do we got here tonight? Oh, we got a last woman standing WWE Women's Title match. Not bad. Tiffany Stratton is arriving to the arena. Nia Jax as well. I expect Tiffany to come out on top there, definitely. But it's an attraction. Why not? The audience needs something to watch, something to sink their teeth into. We got a WWE Tag Team Title match. All right. The Street Profits are going to defend against the Wyatt Six. And I think I'm not sure which one it's supposed to be. looks like I see Uncle Howdy in the picture, but other than that, I guess we'll see when we get there. They're kind of interchangeable team. Here comes the United States champion Zelina Vega. She's gonna face Julia. All right, so there's a U.S. title match. That's not bad. That's an interesting one. And then we got the finalists will face off, I guess, Asuka and Jade Cargill, the finalists of the Queen of the Ring tournament. Looks like they might have a face-to-face or something like this. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Let's see who's opening the show. Cody's opening the show. Cody is going to come out to his music. The fans in Saudi Arabia are happy to see him, I guess, and I suppose he's going to come out and cut a promo. They're showing a replay of this past Monday when he defeated Jey Uso. So he's in the final, and he's going to face Randy Orton, from what I remember. Yes, that's an interesting matchup, as they used to be in a stable together. The Legacy have been recently allied also in multiple different feuds, and here comes Randy Orton himself. All right, so I'm sure they're singing along to his song, but I got to skip through these ring walk entrances because I just got to save some time somehow. They do replay Randy Orton defeating Sami Zayn last Friday. Big win, solid win. Disappointing for Sami Zayn. But yeah, we're 8 minutes into the show and no one's even talked or done anything. So they're milking this, and here comes Cody and Randy Orton in the ring together, and I guess they're going to talk. So I'll probably listen to this once they start talking. All right. Looks like Randy Orton's first.
Before I get into what it is I wanted to talk about with you tonight, Cody, I got a question for all of you. Did you watch Monday Night Raw this past Monday?
Yes, I did. I reviewed it. So, yes.
Thought so. Did you see my man Cody Rhodes face Jey Uso in the semifinal match?
All right, well, before I move on any further with this segment, listening to what happened, I will just say that I'm not expecting much from this segment. I don't have a high expectation for this to be very entertaining, as they are both baby faces. They're going to respect each other, I presume, so I don't really foresee much intensity unless it comes from an external party who might want to get in on this, but I don't really foresee that happening either. So I'm going to listen to it anyways, but I'm not too excited to.
So I don't know, I have a feeling you all feel the same way I do. If you and Jey Uso aren't in the running for match of the year come Slammy time, then something is wrong in this world. Hell of a match, dude, on Raw. It was a pleasure to watch.
Yeah, very, very pleasure to watch. Thank you. Thank you for putting on a good banger for us, Cody Rhodes. We appreciate it.
Now, that being said, the reason why I'm out here is because
all right, I'm going to try to skip through some of this. What happened? What happened? The live stream, the live event is... Something happened to my feed here. What the hell? Well, it looks like there was some kind of technical difficulties with the feed, so they just didn't show us what happened with the end of that Randy Orton Cody Rhodes scene. And it was funny because right before that I was commenting that I'm not really even too excited to see this, and I was rolling my eyes as I prepared for them to have a babyface versus two babyface conversation. Well, the first face we came back to as they came back from technical difficulties was to go straight back to the announcer's desk. Joe Tessitore, no, not Joe Tessitore, excuse me, Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. So they kind of played it off. They didn't explain what happened while they were gone or anything. They just moved on with the show. So I guess we'll see later on if they're going to fill us in on what happened at the end of that segment. for right now, I'll just move along. Jeff Cobb is backstage with Solo.
Tonight, let's give Jimmy one more opportunity to come back to the family, okay? Since he's all alone, all right? Go out there and remind him what it's like to have nobody, to have no backup, okay? Take care of Jimmy. And tomorrow night, I'm gonna take care of Jimmy. Time to take off the ring. And after this weekend, everyone will see that we are just getting started. All right? Let's go, baby.
All right. Interesting stuff. I don't know how much stake I'll put into Solo's words. Solo has said things like this in the past with a lot more firepower and gotten buried. So I do appreciate that he's still trying to remain professional and carry on with his new stable, what's left of it or what might grow of it or something. But okay, so he's saying I'm going to give Jimmy a chance to join the stable, which he won't do. And he says he's going to take care of Jacob the next night. But all right, Jimmy Uso's coming out, and I think he's facing JC Mateo, who's going to come out with Solo, I'm guessing. But before we get to that, no, nothing else. We're just going to jump straight into the match. And yes, JC is coming out with Solo. So they replayed some of last week's stuff with Jimmy Uso coming to Jacob Fatu's aid, believe it or not, although they were not really aligned in the past. They are technically family. So Jimmy Uso came and that thwarted a 2-on-1 attack from JC and Solo on Jacob Fatu after Jacob refused Solo's offer to rejoin the family. So, all right, this is going to be a match. I'm going to skip forward and look for some highlights. All right, I'm here at the finish. It looks like after a little bit of interference, Solo grabbed Jimmy Uso's leg, took him a little bit longer to get up to the top rope than he wanted to. A little bit of distraction maybe caused him to take some time that would have enabled him to actually land a move on Jeff Cobb. Instead, he's going to miss and take Jeff Cobb's finisher and take a loss. So here's how this ending sounded.
Able to make it to his feet. Jimmy's got to roll through now. And JC Mateo, look at this. Good night, Jimmy. Cover. Off the tour of the islands, JC Mateo with the win.
Tour of the island. That's a good move. It's a good finisher. Only a strong guy like JC could pull it off. But yes, JC Mateo looks pretty strong here. Although a little bit of distraction, still good win for JC as Solo comes into the ring to congratulate him and talk to Jimmy Uso. Probably give him a chance. Oh, wants to help him up? Let's watch some of this. Look at the kindness Solo shows.
Ready? Are you done? Ready to come back?
So Solo's telling him, "You done? Are you done being opposed to the family? We could be together again." So let's see what Jimmy's answer. I'm guessing it'll be a no, obviously. God, slap to the face from Jey Uso. Not only not a hug, but a slap to the face. And Solo goes down selling the slap.
Refused from behind, JC Mateo attacking Jimmy Uso. Wade Solo offering Jimmy an opportunity to come back into the fold, and Jimmy said, hell no.
Well, here's what you could have won. You could be part of this, beating the hell out of fools like we do. Oh, hold on.
Little deja vu. This time it's Jacob Fatu coming to Jimmy Uso's aid. And the United States champion goes right after JC Mateo.
Perhaps repaying the favor to Big Jim from last week.
Samoan. And now staring off at the man.
Yeah, well, for a second, JC wasn't selling any of the punches, but the way he takes those moves, man, for his size. Sometimes there's certain things that I see about JC. It's like, damn, that's an attraction. Well, other times it just looks like he can't move. But okay, so Jacob's in the ring alone with Solo.
He defends the United States Championship again tomorrow night. A man who used to say, "I love you, Solo," as his enforcer. And now, bitter enemies as Solo Sikoa decides to wait till tomorrow night.
Without the numbers game, it ain't so easy, is it? Especially against the Samoan werewolf with bloodlust in his eyes.
And Jacob Fatu with a massive moonsault to Mateo.
See you tomorrow night, Solo.
All right, so again, Solo powders out. JC takes a moonsault from Jacob, and Jimmy's in the ring with Jacob.
And now, Jimmy Uso shoving Solo out of harm's way to deliver a kick. Jimmy Uso shoving Jacob Fatu out of harm's way to deliver a kick to Solo Sikoa.
All right, so Solo was going to try to get a shot in from behind on Jacob, and Jimmy Uso saved him. So I don't know what that kind of alliance that's going to be. It's just a mutual respect alliance temporarily, or if they could actually be like a thing, like a tag team or something. I don't know. Jimmy and Jacob, I guess. Jimmy's got really nothing to do. He could be there to help Jacob for this match, though. So why not there? All right, so rating. This is the first thing I can give like a rating to for this episode, since the first segment got cut off. I couldn't give a rating to that segment. But this one, I guess there was a match and an afterbirth. The JC Jimmy Uso match and the afterbirth with everybody. I think I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up. I like the thing with Solo and Jimmy. I get a kick out of it, although I believe Solo's been good and dead and buried for everything. It still amuses me. So I think this was a fine setup for their match tomorrow night. So I'm looking forward to it. All right, backstage, looks like we got WWE Tag Team title business. It's Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa, #DIY. Let's see what they're crying about.
Okay, the Wyatts winning the tag team titles would mean the end of the division we built.
As the leaders of this tag team division, we cannot allow all the hard work that we put into this. What are you all laughing at?
Guys, look, I know we haven't been the easiest to deal with. We can talk about that later. We'll talk about it later. Tonight is about the survival of the tag team division. Our tag team. Yeah, it's ours. We'll share.
Look, guys. If the Wyatts win tonight, then none of you, not one, has a chance at winning those tag team titles for the foreseeable future.
I can hear you all the way down the hall. What are you talking about? What is going on?
We are trying to motivate this whole tag team division to come together.
All right, for anyone who's just listening, DIY is talking to all the other tag teams in the division, and Nick Aldis, the general manager, has just walked in. He's trying to convince everyone to rally and keep the Wyatt Six from winning the tag titles because he thinks, I guess, they're so scary and amazing that they would all be unable to take the titles off them. So I don't know. They're spooky, but they're kind of a normal wrestling team from what I see. But no one's really thinking about going along with this. But let's see what Aldis has to say about it.
And fight against the Wyatt Six, because apparently we are the only ones who give a damn about this division. Because, sir, you do not.
Nick, why would you give the Wyatts a tag team title shot? They're running crazy. I agree. They're running crazy all over your show. We need you to do something. They all agree.
You want me to do something
Please,
about it?
do something.
You're right. I will do something about it.
Okay.
In fact, hey.
What do you got? Cook something up, okay? I like it. What is this?
Wait. Listen, how would you like to find a tag team partner for tonight and have a tag team match against DIY?
No! Bad idea!
What are you doing?
Bad idea!
Talking to Andrade, so Nick Aldis just pulled Andrade out of thin air, grabbed him and said, why don't you find a tag team partner to face DIY? I guess that came out of nowhere.
Perfect. Muy bien.
Shut up!
Hey.
Shut up!
You're gonna find
Stupid idea! That's not what we're doing here! Hey, Candace isn't even here! Candace isn't here!
Well, there you go. What do I think of that? I guess they want to inject another tag team. Whoever Andrade finds, maybe they want to inject him into the scene too. I was mentioning on my Raw review that the SmackDown scene for tag teams is a lot deeper than the Raw scene, and maybe we could see some talent going back and forth, or at least some talent going to Raw so they could challenge for those World Tag Team titles. But all right, I guess moving along. By the way, the other teams that DIY were talking to were Fraxium, Motor City, and Legado del Fantasma. But moving along, there's a video package for Julia and Zelina. So Julia is going to say this whole thing in Japanese. So I'm not going to play it because it's in Japanese, but let's see what she says. There's some subtitles. She says, "We've been calling each other out as long as you've been the champion. You talk about how hard you work. I don't have to do that. My hard work is evident. The championship means a lot to you. It doesn't to me. To me, it's just a stepping stone. You act like the title belongs to you. I prove it does not." And then here's Zelina. All right, so I guess I'll listen to Zelina's parts. It's in English.
Where I come from, if you have a problem with somebody, you go out to the street and you handle it. But the streets weren't made for everybody. That's why they made sidewalks. For girls like you who like to do sneak attacks. I have suffered and starved and sacrificed everything for this championship. So if you want this, you are gonna have to pry it from my cold, dead body. So just like you are gonna use me to establish your dominance here, I am gonna use you. Show why I am the United States champion.
Okay, probably give those two promos an indifferent rating, really. I don't know. Julia's promos are difficult since they're not even in English. Zelina didn't seem so enthused about that one. So here she is coming out. She's got, I guess, long sleeves and long, tights as she's in Saudi Arabia. She's got a hat, but I guess they don't have to cover their hair. They don't have to go all the way with that. But all right, here's Zelina. Julia's going to come out next. Here's Julia, also long tights today. Slightly different look for the women, but at least they get to work over there. It's an improvement, they say. Say this could lead to something in terms of women's rights in Saudi Arabia, but we shall see. Anyways, I'm going to move along and check out for some highlights here. All right, well, I'm here at the finish. Looks like Julia's going to take this and win the title. A couple of significant things about the match in terms of high spots, dangerous-looking high spots. Zelina, she went off the middle rope and did a moonsault onto the floor. And Julia, as they were fighting on the outside, she was thrown into the steel steps. Those were some spots that I noticed that were somewhat significant in this. And then the ending came when Zelina missed a moonsault, and it led to a series of moves for Julia, including 2 knees to the face and her finisher as we listen in.
Maybe the kiss of death.
And another knee by Julia. Continues to torture and punish the champion. Julia lifts her up and Zelina is down. Julia with the cover. The Northern Lights bomb brings her the championship.
Here is your winner and new Women's United States Champion, Julia!
Julia's biggest win on Friday Night Smackdown brings her United States Championship gold.
Well, there you go. Julia the champion. It's her second major title, I guess I would consider it. Since she's been in WWE, she's been NXT champion, and now United States champion. Onward and upwards. I guess the world title might be in her future, as it seems, and Zelina looks shaken as she has lost her title. All right, what do I give that? I guess I'll give that a half thumbs up. I kind of liked it. I wasn't too hot for it, really. I think the matchups, based on size, was pretty good looking. You know, it looked like a legit matchup. The booking seemed like, okay, these are two people you could put together. That made sense. Julia wasn't that much bigger than Zelina. And she took the match. I think that was the correct booking. I think they need Julia to be the United States champion, give that title some good legitimacy. All right, I'm here at the next storyline. They are showing a replay of Alexa making the save for Charlotte as Charlotte was getting in trouble with the Chelsea Green stable, and Alexa ran in to kind of save Charlotte, as they've been kind of teasing a possible friendship or something going on between them. Charlotte didn't really take the bait, didn't shake her hand or anything, as she's been apprehensive to make any friends. But we got a backstage segment here, and it looks like Charlotte is walking down the hallway. So let's see what we got on this today.
Lexi, this is about last week. I don't want to talk about it. Seemed like you needed my help, just saying.
Lexi, I don't need friends.
I'm not trying to be your friend, Charlotte, but it wouldn't hurt for us to be on the same page. Think of it as allies of convenience. Think about it.
Oh, that's a good point Lex is making. Why not be like a little stable? Why do you want to be alone? It doesn't help to be alone. And Charlotte's giving it a look. She thought about it last week and looks like she's thinking about it again. I think it's going to happen. These two are going to be a tag team. They should go for the WWE tag team titles. That's my opinion.
Interesting proposition. Well, partner, you better get ready. I'm expecting to get.
All right, we're getting ready for the Queen of the Ring finalists to have their in-ring face-off or whatever. I'm going to skip forward into this show, trying to get through these commercials and get through this as fast as I can to get through, so I can get to Night of Champions and see what happened there, so I could join the rest of the world. We got a King of the Ring replay from 2015 when Bad News Barrett became King Barrett. Funny, he is the ring announcer today, or not the ring announcer, the just commentator, the announcer, and he's in the ring to introduce, and they're going to have a segment where they talk in the ring. So here comes Jade. They show Jade defeating Roxanne to get to this point, and Asuka's. Yeah, Wade Barrett introduces Asuka as well. So nothing yet until we get everyone in the ring, and Asuka defeated Alexa Bliss also to get to this point. So let's see what happens here. Oh, we're gonna let Asuka talk. It's gonna be, we all know how that's gonna go, but fuck it. Let's start with Wade Barrett.
Ladies, thank you both for joining me. Jade, I would like to start with you. What makes you so confident that you are going to defeat Asuka tomorrow in the Queen of the Ring final at Night of Champions?
You know what, Wade? When people see Asuka, they get nervous. Me, I see an opportunity to show you all exactly why I came here. You see, I have purpose. This is not pressure, it's purpose. And at SummerSlam, I don't plan on just taking the title. I plan on taking the whole damn throne.
So Asuka listened to everything Jade said and just kind of smiles and dances like a wacko.
Okay. You are strong.
But the power is not everything. I have skills and experience. Ooh, do you know who I am? I'm Asuka.
All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I was just choking on a cookie that I just ate, but it's a bliss also to get to this point. So let's see what happens here. Oh, we're gonna let Asuka talk. It's gonna be, we all know how that's gonna go, but fuck it. Let's start with Wade Barrett.
Ladies, thank you both for joining me. Jade, I would like to start with you. What makes you so confident that you are going to defeat Asuka tomorrow in the Queen of the Ring final at Night of Champions?
You know what, Wade? When people see Asuka, they get nervous. Me, I see an opportunity to show you all exactly why I came here. You see, I have purpose. This is not pressure, it's purpose. And at SummerSlam, I don't plan on just taking the title. I plan on taking the whole damn throne.
So Asuka listens to everything Jade said and just kind of smiles and dances like a wacko.
Okay. You are strong. But the power is not everything. I have skills and experience. Ooh, do you know who I am? I'm Asuka. お前がわしに勝てるわけないやろこのボケ Because no one
to, you're going to regret.
What the fuck? I was gonna say, out of the two, I was more impressed with Asuka's promo, even though she hardly speaks English. Had more conviction on her promo. Not that Jade was bad. Here comes Naomi. All right, she's got a mic too. Miss Money in the Bank. They really got to get her in on this segment. I mean, I guess she's somewhat related to it because the Queen of the Ring winner is gonna get a title shot, and you know Naomi thinks it's her manifest destiny to win the title since she has that briefcase. So sure, it's all related, but I kind of don't think this is Naomi's moment to come out. But okay, regardless, she's got a hot mic. Let's see what she says.
You see this? This briefcase means that you two can fight over the crown, but I have all the power. I can do whatever I want. Maybe I'll cash in after Tiffany and Nia destroy each other in the last woman standing match. Or maybe I'll wait until one of you fighting for the championship to cash in.
Saudi Arabia, not a big fan of Naomi here.
You hate the fact that no matter what you do, I'm the one with the power to take it all away. Just like I took away the tag titles, just like I took away months from your career, just like I took away the big three. It brings me pure pleasure when I think about how sweet it would be to ruin the biggest night of your career. I advise you to proceed with...
Oh, and Jade is hurt enough. She blasted through Asuka, but right after Naomi. And Asuka not taking too kindly to this wave. And Asuka now taking the fight to Cargill.
Well, preview ahead of some more night. And Asuka getting her licks in early.
Tomorrow night it's about becoming Queen of the Ring and earning an opportunity at a World Championship at SummerSlam. But wait.
All right, so that looks like that. Or Naomi's actually taunting Jade, who's just been attacked by Asuka. So what happened was Jade was trying to get to Naomi, and she flung Asuka out of the way to get to her, and then that offended Asuka, and then Asuka beat Jade's ass. And that looked good. The fighting looked good. Overall, I'll give this a half thumbs up, only because Naomi came in and kind of didn't need to be there. So I did kind of like it, though. Overall, I liked Asuka's promo. I liked the little scuffle they had. I think it looked pretty good. So, but that makes me think, since the night before, Asuka got the better of Jade, that makes me think that they're going to go with Jade for the match, because that just seems to be the formula. Hardly ever see it happen twice in a row like that. But okay, all right. Adam Pearce is here. The Raw general manager is here with Nick Aldis, the SmackDown general manager. So it looks like they got to coordinate something. Let's see what it is.
Yeah, look, we're definitely on the same page. We just need to get together and figure out the last few details, but I think we're good to go.
And I agree with you, but whatever we're doing about the women's tag titles, we need to do it quickly.
Agreed.
Yeah, let's put this to bed.
Alistair.
Gentlemen.
So they were discussing the women's tag titles. They got some ideas there. I guess they both have to coordinate on that since it's a dual-branded title. But Aleister Black is walking in. He got his match ruined by R-Truth last week. He was supposed to get a victory over one of the members of Pretty Deadly, but R-Truth ruined it, and he hasn't had a match since. So let's see, he probably wants some work, I'm guessing, or maybe a piece of R-Truth.
I want to cut right to it. I want to redo.
I'm driving now!
Again, R-Truth comes in during Aleister Black's segment. These two are destined to have a match.
What's up, Nick? Look, back up. Back up, dog. I know you saw what happened last week.
He's telling Aleister Black to back up. Like he doesn't even know why Aleister Black is pissed off at him at all.
I want John Cena right now. Truth. I want John Cena. Truth. I want my leg back. Calm down.
He still wants Cena. All right, so this is what I anticipate. It's still not over with Truth.
I am calm, Adam. Nick, are you going to help me or are you going to be in the way?
Truth, with all due respect, John Cena is here, but he is here for CM Punk. He's not here for R-Truth, not tonight.
I'm here for John Cena. You know what? Don't even worry about it.
Aleister, I apologize. We're going to get to your stuff. I promise you that.
Same SmackDown, different continent, huh?
Yeah, something like that. Let's go into it.
All right, Aleister Black is offended, and he looks like he was going to go after R-Truth or something. But all right, so this is the match from earlier today. Andrade is supposed to find a partner to face off against DIY. DIY headed to the ring. Let's see what they come up with for us to surprise our ass. I don't know who I could think of, but AAA. All right, so here's a replay of some WWE wrestlers over in AAA. Legado del Fantasma, Los Garza, were over there getting some work, it seems. Actually, they won some titles, it seems. Some type of tag team titles. I didn't slow it down to check out what it is exactly. But regardless, all right, here's Andrade. He's got that old mask that he was wearing since AEW. And his partner is going to be... What the hell is that? Rey Fenix. All right, well, that makes sense. Sure. Why not? All right, so the tag team match is Andrade and Rey Fenix against DIY. All right, let me skip forward. All right, well, I'm here at the finish. Actually, I'm past the finish. Andrade and Rey Fenix won. Good, solid victory. Wasn't a very short match, but I didn't find much significant about it to actually want to point out. There was like a hot top, what you call it, a high spot earlier in the match. It was Andrade and Rey Fenix jumping off the top rope to the floor onto DIY. So they got one of those in for the audience in Saudi Arabia, and Andrade and Rey Fenix look like a legit tag team since they both got nothing going on. Why not, I guess? But like I said earlier, they should be thinking about splitting some of these SmackDown tag teams into Raw so they can balance it out and have, a pretty more depth for both tag team divisions on both shows. But we'll see if they straighten that out. Other than that, let's see. Up next, we got CM Punk and Cena coming up. So here's a video of Cena on The Late Show. All right, so he was on The Late Show. Good for him. We got a video package for Cena and Punk, which I'm going to skip through, trying to save some time here. I know the history. I've seen it all, believe me. I was there throughout the whole time, the first run they had, and the second run too. So I do want to see what they come up with for this go-home show tonight. Oh, R-Truth is in the ring. R-Truth has entered the ring with a hoodie, and he has a microphone. Let's see what he has to say.
Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, what's up? I'm gonna tell you what's up. I am Ron Killings. I am the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Now put some respect on my name. John Cena, I ain't letting it slide. I ain't letting it ride. Get out here right now. I want you right now. Come on, John Cena. Where you at? Let's go, buddy.
Oh, Truth.
Let's go.
Truth, you better turn around.
It's Aleister Black behind him. This is a better feud for R-Truth than John Cena, dude. Forget John Cena.
Black Mass from Aleister Black,
who's been interrupted.
All right, well, we didn't really see the kick. The camera didn't really catch it, but I assume it was a spinning back kick like Aleister Black does. And he sits by him, cross-legged, so that you can hear anything he says.
I told you, Ron.
much you bring from this cup. But I guess in a weird way, we're even now, Ron.
Come on, that kid. Come on, kid. You don't know why you haven't been paying attention to the show. Ron Killings has been disrespecting Aleister Black to no end. But okay, so this is going to be some type of program, and I like it. Get him away from Cena, because we don't need to see R-Truth with Cena much more, to be honest. This is good. All right, so the Street Profits are here. They're getting ready for their match with the Wyatt Six. They're cutting a promo backstage, it looks like.
Hey, Street Profits, mind if I talk to you guys for a second?
What's good?
So, in just a few minutes, you have the unenviable task of defending your WWE Tag Team titles against the Wyatt Six. What's your game plan?
You know what, Byron? Saudi Arabia? Let me ask you a question. When's the last time that the Street Profits have had tag team gold? 4 years, Byron! And we had to go through fire to get back to the mountaintop. So the Y6 or any tag team must be out their damn mind if they think they're gonna take these tag team championships from us anytime soon.
Look, fam, we the class of this division. People keep asking, Dunks, why are you and Taz defending your titles against the Wyatts? The answer is simple. They the only threat we got. So we approach that threat, and we eliminate that threat.
You heard what he said, Byron. It's Friday, so that means it's time to go to work. Let's go, baby.
Boys, look, what's understood doesn't have to be explained.
This is BFAB. BFAB is entering the scene. She used to be aligned with them, I think, if I remember correctly, but she's got some advice, it looks like.
But if need be, I got y'all back.
Appreciate that.
Okay, go take care of business. I know y'all got this.
Wow, BFAB might be there to thwart Nikki Cross, I assume. Sorry, I'm eating some Doritos here. Not the best promo I've ever seen from Street Profits in recent memory. They've had more charismatic promos, namely one they did on NXT. So this one I give an indifferent to. I'm not giving any points for that promo. All right, so here comes the Street Profits. And I'm curious to see which members of the Wyatt Six are going to be facing the Street Profits. Here's Aleister Black. Before we get to that match, there's a backstage segment. Aleister Black is walking backstage, and he's going to bump into Damian Priest.
You feeling real tough right about now, huh?
No, but if you truly are his friend, you'll tell him to stay away. Besides, as far as I'm concerned, his debt is paid.
You know I know Truth. Love, next time you're looking for payment, why don't you do it face to face with him? I'm pretty sure it will be a lot different.
Sure he will be.
So, Damian Priest taking exception to Aleister Black sneaking up on Truth from behind. He didn't really hit him from behind, though. He did kind of give him a chance to turn around and look at him. Anyways, Carmelo Hayes is coming into the scene to talk to Damian Priest now.
Look, who am I to tell you what to do, okay? But if it was me, I'd mind my own business. Especially when it comes to this whole R-Truth, Ron Killing situation, man. If you really his boy, you let him handle his business and you stay out the way before you end up a casualty.
Mello, you should walk away now.
I get it. Truth hurts.
Mello can't stay out of it.
Interesting little thing there. I don't know why Carmelo Hayes decided to stick his nose and give his opinion about that, but he takes exception to Damian Priest stepping into R-Truth and Aleister Black's business, interestingly enough, and that might lead to a match between them two. I guess that'd be a decent booking and probably a necessary win for Damian Priest to get him going in the right direction. Ever since he beat Drew McIntyre, there hasn't been nothing going on for him. But all right, I'm going to take a look at the Wyatt 6 introduction just because I feel like it. Here's our ring walk entrance.
Six are here. Made their appearance on Friday Night Smackdown about a month.
Oh, they cut off the music. Whatever. Okay, I was kind of looking forward to listening to it for a little bit. That's a freaking 3-hour Smackdown. You'd think you could play the Wyatt 6 ring walk entrance music for a few minutes, but okay. All right, so no Uncle Howdy in the match. It's what's his name? Dexter Lumis. And he's teaming up with Joe Gacy. So no backup for the Street Profits. BFAB didn't even come with them. But the Wyatt 6 have everyone there. So the Street Profits out there on their own. All right, I'm going to skip forward. All right, interesting development in the middle of this match. As I mentioned, Street Profits came out with nobody as the Wyatt 6 had their whole stable with them. So then all the rest of the tag teams that are involved in this tag team division came out, I guess, to watch the Street Profits back, I guess you could say. But yeah, they're all out there. Motor City Machine Guns, Fraxium, DIY, Los Garza. So they're all ringside, and now this is the part where things start to break down, and I'm just going to watch it from here and see what happens.
Oh, and a big headbutt by Gacy.
Signed a new 2-year contract yesterday.
I did see a picture of him on social media celebrating. Oh, and from behind now, Los Garza gets involved. They rip Lumis out of the ring.
Well, it was only a matter of time before someone took a cheap shot. I have to say, the Wyatt 6 are certainly owed at least that one.
And Dawkins wiping out everybody.
Turning Lumis into a...
Dawkins speared Lumis, and that drove him into DIY.
Human missile.
Or Los Garza, I guess. Sorry. But still, no warrant for a DQ yet. No one's seen any interference.
Lumis back into the ring. Angelo Dawkins now dragged out by DIY.
Oh,
Fight gets underway outside the ring.
Give it up.
All right, there you go. That's a DQ. All right, so Dawkins got involved with DIY, and then Los Garza just attacked the Street Profits. So no tag team title change today for the Wyatt 6. All right, this is just going to be a mess. I guess I'll watch the afterbirth.
Involved. The official has to call for the bell. The official calls for the bell. It'll be a disqualification, and now everyone getting involved. There's bodies everywhere.
Suddenly looks like the Royal Rumble in there. Such a heat.
Just a melee with everybody now. This is a mess. I don't know what I think of this. I'll wait till it's done to reserve judgment.
Environment of the Wyatt 6 at the boots of everybody.
Lumis and Gacy are down. Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy, says Big Red Eric Rowan to the ring. And Rowan now City Machine Guns may want to think twice.
God, I want this guy on my side.
And Fraxium gets into the fray. 4-on-1. Rowan finally set over the top rope.
And still on his feet somehow. Absolute freak of nature.
Frazier caught. Rowan with a big smile on his face. Los Garzas.
Finally, Eric Rowan hits the deck of the Cosmos. Chaos went up.
Sister Abigail. Uncle Howdy runs into a kick by Montez Ford.
Simply cannot celebrate too soon around this crew of tag teams.
Dawkins gonna fly.
Oh, God!
Montez Ford as well. Everybody's down.
Montez Ford playing high stakes 10-pin bowling and got a steel rake.
And the Street Profits, the tag team champions, standing tall. But I don't believe the Wyatt Six are through yet. This mess between these tag teams on...
All right, so that was a big mess. Let me try to break down what I could from it. So it looked like as the match descended into a DQ, and the rest of these tag teams took the Wyatt Six very seriously. This was the most ordinary they made the Wyatt Six look here, as they couldn't overcome all these guys. So the Wyatt Six did take exception. They were like, what's going on? Why'd you ruin our match? Funnily enough, after all the dastardly things they've done. So then Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy tried to get in the ring and clear house, but they were unable to. Like I said, kind of made them look a little down to earth. Not, ordinary by any means, but it was a tall task to take care of all those teams, and they couldn't do it. Okay, so the Street Profits got out of that with the tag team titles. They got a free title defense thanks to everyone at ringside. I don't know what this is going to lead to. They're going to come up with some type of, 5-team matchup or something like that at some point. I remember they already had a triple threat, ladder match or something for this tag team division. So, I don't know. I don't know what I think of all this. I mean, I guess it's a decent way to get a lot of people involved on the show, but I don't think much of it really landed that well, especially since the Wyatts, they didn't look very magical today, from their ring walk entrance to the match not ending up going anywhere to the fact that they got ran off. So I feel like that was a little weird. But okay, so overall, I'll give that match and the afterbirth, I think I'll give it an indifferent. I didn't really feel much from it on the positive end, but I don't want to give it a negative rating either. So I'll just call it right down the middle at a 0. Moving along. Let's see. I got to get through the rest of this show. We got some replay of the solo business earlier in the day with Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu. And we're probably going to go backstage, I assume, and have something to do with that. Yes, it's Jacob Fatu walking in the parking lot. Let's see what he has to say.
Yeah.
It runs into Jimmy Uso. All right, this will be an interesting conversation.
Tonight, I didn't need your help. Last week, I didn't need your help. Matter of fact, is there a problem here? Ain't no problem, Moose. It's just respect. I give respect where it's due at. And the way you stepping up to solo, that's what I should have done a long time ago. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Check this out. If you just get in where you fit in, then we gonna be all right, Big Jim. And that's just keeping it 100. You feel me? Yeah. Yada, man.
All right, so Jacob tells Jimmy, look, he's cool with it as long as he gets in where he fits in. So I don't know what that means, really, but okay. It seems like they're kind of cool, but not really aligned per se as a team. But okay. And I'll give that little backstage segment with Jacob and Jimmy Uso a little half thumbs up, a little Orange Cassidy. Not too bad. Kind of liked it. Always nice to see Bloodline members interacting. And that was interesting, but nothing earth shattering. So I'll give it a little half thumbs up. I'll give it a half a point to my SmackDown review, add a half a point on my SmackDown review. But here comes Nia Jax. She's got a WWE title match against Tiffany Stratton next. Let's see if we got nothing else. Nope. They're all coming in, dressed up, covering their arms and legs at least for this Saudi Arabian crowd. But yeah, last week Nia did get into it with Tiffany, but prevented Naomi from cashing in. So, all right, this is the featured matchup of the evening. There's already been one title change. I don't expect another one, but I'm going to skip ahead. All right, so this is a no DQ, hardcore match, I guess. Last woman standing, they're calling it. Already been a few hard-hitting spots, I would say. Tiffany got nailed with the steel steps by Nia and then got driven into the announce desk. They've been using the kendo stick back and forth on each other. But this is the first clip that I'm thinking about playing on this show. Tiffany has already been set up on a table outside of the ring, and it looks like Nia is going to jump off the ring apron and go through the table onto Tiffany.
Nia Jax, who has concocted something nasty.
Now splashes through Tiffany and through the table. Splat goes the champion, and this could be it.
All right, so you'd think that would be a 10-second count, but Tiffany's already getting up and moving. So yeah, she's got up. It's not over yet. Nia's got a surprised look on her face like, what the fuck? So Tiffany's got some heart, but I'm going to skip forward again. All right, I've skipped forward into the match. A few more things have happened since they fought up the entrance ramp, and Nia got thrown into the LED board, so they made it look like it was wigging out for a second. That was a nice little spot. Tiffany got annihilated, so Nia did squish her, but that still wasn't the end of the match. Tiffany recovered before the 10 count. And then here's a spot where they were trying to do something off the top rope, but it ended up getting reversed. And Nia's going to get powerbombed through a table here. So I'll play this spot before we go to the next angle.
Powerbomb! Oh no! Powerbomb through the table by Stratton!
All right, so they're both down. And at this point, Naomi's going to run in with the briefcase, and I guess we'll see what happens. I don't know what happens. I don't foresee a title change, but let's see how this shakes down.
Naomi said earlier tonight, I'm going to pick my spot. Maybe it will be tonight. And there's Money in the Bank heading to the ring. Naomi, maybe looking to cash in Money in the Bank. And if she does, that means I guess she'd be a part of the last woman standing match.
The cash-in didn't quite happen. Tiffany Stratton cut Naomi off of the pass.
But she's going to use the Money in the Bank briefcase as a weapon. She knows very well how to do that as she drives Jackson and Naomi.
Well, you had two for the price of one here.
Jack Stratton. Oh, prettiest moonsault.
Well, the cash-in is already fucked up. She gave it to the ref and was like, I'm going to cash this, but she wouldn't let go of it. So it looked kind of like a tug-of-war with the ref before Tiffany could recover and, put her down. And then Tiffany has the advantage at this moment. I'm just going to continue pressing play and see what happens.
And now Jax is down. Naomi did not officially cash in. It was thwarted by Stratton.
Split second away from it, but the damage might be done here.
Count of 6. Nia Jax down and out. Stratton looking to retain the championship. Nia trying to make it back to her feet. One last gas fight. Nia Jax just beats the count.
You cannot keep Nia Jax down for 10. It is impossible. Too strong.
I forgot to mention that there's been 2 tables set up on the outside, so something's got to happen with that before this show ends.
2 tables perched outside the ring there. Nia Jax, evil intentions, looking for a suplex of Stratton. And Nia hung up on the top rope. Stratton.
As dangerous a place as you can be for Jax.
And using the briefcase, Jax through both tables.
So Tiffany grabs Naomi's briefcase and sends Nia off the ring apron onto 2 tables, and it looks like that's the end of the match. Tiffany's the last woman standing. No Money in the Bank cash-in, although it's been teased again for the 3rd week in a row now. And that's that. What do I think of that match? With the interference and the spots, the crazy spots, the the 2 table spots, I'll give it a thumbs up. I'll give it a thumbs up as a spectacle. I won't give it more than that, but I'll say I liked it. All right, moving on. I think we got one last segment here. We got 13 minutes left on the show. I'm anticipating this to be Cena and CM Punk as they go through the card for Night of Champions, but I'm trying to forward here and get to the final segment, the face-to-face, the final face-to-face before their undisputed WWE title match. Here comes John Cena. All right, he's headed to the ring. He's wearing purple today. Very common color for him. He's going to milk the crowd a little bit, listen to them. And he did say goodbye once in Saudi Arabia. I remember when he lost to Solo Sikoa, he kind of waved goodbye like that might have been his last appearance in Saudi Arabia. But yet here he is again, and he has a mic. We got 8 minutes left on the show. Let's see what we got.
Get used to it, Riyadh. Saudi Arabia, this is what a winner looks like. I am a winner. CM Punk is a loser because he's been out-cornered, he's been out-maneuvered, and he is out of tricks because I am a genius. Night of Champions is now a formality, and CM Punk can do nothing about it.
I gotta say, I did hear about this. I heard that Punk, I got spoiled for this one. I've been trying not to see any spoilers. I've been unfollowing a lot of YouTube channels that I follow because I just don't want to know what happens before I get a chance to actually see it for the first time. But I did see that Punk came out as the old John Cena with his old music, so.
I think you're untouchable. Word life.
Here is CM Punk dressed as the old John Cena in a Cubs jersey with his blue jean shorts. Drug-free written on his knuckles instead of word life. All right, so as he does his gangster walk to the ring, Cena is stunned, I guess you could say. Doesn't know what to say, doesn't know how to act. But here comes CM Punk into the ring, and he's got a mic too, so let's see what he's got to say. We got 6 minutes left on this pitch.
Yo, check it. This is basic punkonomics. Don't adjust your television set. Your eyes are working just right. This clown plagiarized my pipe bomb, so now I'm stealing word life. And you had to rip me off to cut your best promo, just to distract from the fact that we all see you move in slow-mo.
Oh man, he's got rhymes today. CM Punk has got rhymes.
Remember when he used to rap? Yeah, you deserve all the criticism. You're like a Timu Macklemore, but with Mackle-less rhythm. And he
Cena doesn't know how to handle this. This is what he used to do to people back in the days.
said I'm a problem. He called me a player hater. Let's be honest. John Cena's buried more talent than The Undertaker. That's why he's
That was a shoot. That was a shoot right there.
the champ. And he went and lost all his respects. But hey, John, I get it. I'd retire too if this place rehired my ex. If you never said your prayers, ate your vitamins, or fixed your bald spot, you wouldn't be a pro wrestler. You'd be a Boston Mall cop. But hey, he gets good movie roles, that much is a fact. But then we see Batista act, and we realize that John ain't that. Same shirt, same hat. Man, your persona state tragic. You're like a fish belly white Hulk Hogan, but somehow more problematic.
Well, CM Punk, he had some troubles there, but this isn't his thing. He muddled through some of his rhymes that he forgot, I guess. I don't know. Some of these burns aren't so hot, but it's okay. At least he's trying.
Yo!
I will say I'll predict for this segment that I predict CM Punk will get the best of Cena here because he's going to lose that match. When they have a fight here, when they have a scuffle, Cena's going down.
To best in the world, I'm your vessel because millions chant my name and at you they chant, you can't wrestle. Get it in while you can. In 6 months, he'll be gone, and I'll still be here having fun. He won't have time for you little people anymore. He'll be busy washing underwears for James Gunn. Yeah, he's a superhero now. He works for DC. But no matter how hard you try, you'll still always be the Marine to me. And that's straight to DVD. Better find a PS3. I now understand you can't see me. It's a hell of a catchphrase, John, but now it's all done. Because we all see you, and we're looking at a washed-up bum. "14 years ago today, I dropped a legendary pipe bomb, and you tried to make it all about you, because that's what you do, John. You're a leech. You're a phony. You're a fraud. You're an ass kiss. 17-time world champion, but ain't never been on my class." Before you go, John, there's one more wish to make. Tomorrow night, you're gonna lose to Kendrick, because, bitch, you're my Drake.
I don't know, some of those rhymes, they didn't really have much of a good flow, I think. By the time, the rhymes didn't really smack, if you know what I mean. He didn't deliver them well. So, I don't know. He tried to get in his head by saying certain things, but he couldn't really rap, to be honest.
A bit of verbal payback for CM Punk tonight. As we get set for tomorrow night.
And it looks like that's it. CM Punk is leaving. Goes into the crowd, celebrates with the crowd. We got 30 seconds left on the show. I don't think we're going to see a scuffle. Yep, that's it. All right, so that was the go home for Night of Champions, which was the next night after that, which I'll get to soon. But, okay, what did I think of that show, that Smackdown, that go home? Definitely felt like there was maybe 2 hours worth of content stretched out into 3 hours. and I don't remember much significance other than Julia winning the U.S. title. Tiffany retained the world title, or the WWE title, excuse me. But that was to be expected. Decently entertaining match. The tag team stuff didn't matter. The R-Truth stuff with Aleister Black, that was pretty good, I think. And other than that, the whole Cena and Orton thing got cut off at the beginning, so I have no clue how that went. And I think. Oh, and also there was some stuff with Jacob and Solo as their matches the very next night. But I would have to give this show an indifferent. I was hoping for something good. I thought maybe the Cena Punk thing would be kind of good. It was good in theory, but the segment didn't really land. If I had to give that segment a rating, I would give it a half thumbs up. Obviously, I kind of liked it. You know, a little Orange Cassidy half thumbs up, but it didn't really land as hard as I think it could have if CM Punk could actually rap was the problem. But all right, that's it for this episode of SmackDown. I will be back to review Night of Champions. All right, I'm back with another live stream. Sorry, it's the same one, but I had to change locations. I actually watched SmackDown a while ago. To be honest, this isn't completely live, but I'm running it as a live stream just because. I don't know why. I just like it better. These reviews showing up on the live stream tab on the YouTube channel. By the way, like and subscribe if you haven't. I'm finally watched Night of Champions last night, so I'm going to submit my review. I took notes on it this time. I did it a little differently. So here's how it went. All right. Actually, I like this show. Believe it or not, I've been kind of slogging through a lot of wrestling these days. Just, you know, semi-enjoying some things here and there, getting a chuckle, but not really enjoying it. But this one, honestly, there were some things that I really, really loved. And I will tell you what that is. So let's go through it. So first I got Cody and KO. I got one slide on my phone that I could play, that I could show while I'm reviewing this match. So it's Cody and Randy Orton. Sorry, did I say KO the first time? Sorry, I just woke up. I want to squeeze this review in before I go to work. Actually, my girlfriend's at my apartment right now. So I came to my car to record this because I just feel a little ridiculous talking wrestling in front of my girlfriend. I don't know why, but it's just the way it is. Wrestling is kind of silly. And I'm a little ashamed to be a wrestling fan and such a wrestling fan and to have a channel where I record all my thoughts about it. But whatever. I love it, to be honest. It's my favorite thing in the world other than my dog. And let's get on with it. So sorry, not Cody and KO. They fought already. Cody and Randy Orton. So this is a legacy match. They were both in the legacy. They should have brought Ted DiBiase today just because that would have been a trip. But no. All right. So in the middle of this match, there was a middle rope superplex by Randy Orton. She fell on his back. So he started selling his back for the rest of the match. Like he had a back pop. I'm like, oh my God, whatever. Freaking Randy Orton. Like, everyone else can do that move. This is the problem with people actually trying to sell, like, the old days, like, little things like that, because it just makes you look weak when everyone else is flying here and there and doing this and that, and you did a middle rope superplex, and now your back is fucked up for the rest of the match. Dude, just retire. If that's the case, just fucking retire. But anyways, regardless of that, the match went on. So Orton sort of went heel at the end here. He did a heel tactic. He grabbed the steel chair. The ref took it away from him. The ref was putting it away, so it gave Orton a chance to be alone in the ring without the ref looking at him, and he exposed the top turnbuckle. So Orton himself ended up going into that exposed turnbuckle, rib first. Cody pushed him into it, and then so it backfired, and then he sold his ribs, and then Cody hit the crossroads, and that was the end of the match. 1, 2, 3. So Cody wins. Cody's the king of the ring. Cody gets to get interviewed after the match and talks about how he's going to beat either Cena or CM Punk at SummerSlam. And he did show Randy Orton respect. So that was interesting because he did a heel tactic. Like he tried to cheat, but he still was like, you know what? All's fair. It's all good. You're trying to win. So he didn't take that into account in his post match promo, and there it is. So that's what happened. That was the first storyline of the night. Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. For disappointment for Randy Orton. Cody is victorious. He doesn't wear the crown. He did what Gunther did last year, where Gunther just takes it as like a trophy, but he doesn't really wear it because that looks lame, to be honest. So I agree with that. But overall, this was an okay match. I didn't think it was really that amazing, so I'm gonna give it a half a point. I'll give it a half a point. I'm throwing out points today based on my rating system, if you could see it. But yes, I'm giving out points for anything I think deserve points, and I'm also taking off points if need be. So I'm adding a half point there, and I'm keeping track on my sheet here. I'm gonna give this Night of Champions a final score at the end. I have my own rating system. I know people review based on a 5-star system, but I don't really like it personally. So I made up my own system. This is how we review things on this channel. All right, next up we had Rhea Ripley and Raquel in a street fight. Now this I freaking loved, but let's go over it step by step. There was a really good video package. I think this was a necessary one that really reviewed their friendship since they were in NXT, and their personal friendship, how they became like the only people who were friends with each other at that time, and how Raquel, when she came back, joined Liv Morgan instead. And I thought that was a good video package. I thought that was necessary because not a lot of people follow all that stuff. So that I'll give a point to that one. Why not? I'll add a point on there. And then after that, for the match, well, they reviewed before, first of all, just how we got here, because Raquel costed Rhea in her Queen of the Ring qualifier, and then Rhea did the same thing. So, and then Raquel called her ass out, and Roxanne helped Raquel. So she is like an aspect of this now. Roxanne Perez was in Judgment Day with Raquel Rodriguez. So for a while, Raquel and Liv were kind of standoffish towards Roxanne, but at this point, Liv is gone and Raquel is using Roxanne. So watch out for that coming up. But during the match, Raquel was very overpowering early. She's bigger than Rhea, so that was strange to see Rhea get kind of manhandled or woman-handled, if you will. And then Raquel, let's see what I got here on my notes. Raquel trapped Rhea in the ropes. Yeah, so she put her in her arms on the ropes, and there was no rope break since it's a street fight. So another good spot. I didn't really love that spot, by the way. I don't know. I feel like it's kind of hokey that they're trapped there. Like they could just get it out, pull it out, but whatever. I don't know. I've never been trapped in a ring ropes like that. But the one I'll give a point to, I'll give an extra point to the powerbomb that Raquel gave to Rhea over the guardrail. That was really good. And let's see. Sorry, I'm distracted. I'm out in public doing this, so there's people walking out looking at me like, what is this guy doing in his car? I'm recording a wrestling review, goddammit, for my wrestling channel. Okay. So Rhea whipping Raquel Rodriguez with the belt, with her belt. So Rhea took her belt off and started whipping Raquel with it. Great selling from Raquel. I will say I'm gonna add a point there too for the selling on Raquel Rodriguez. But man, Raquel, this made me like really impressed with her. I think she could be a top girl. Like this is one of them performances where I think a person who is, analyzing them and judging them like Triple H could really look at this and sell it to upper management that she deserves to be a top person in this company based on her work. So very impressed with Raquel Rodriguez here, I will say. This is one of my favorite matches of the night. I will give it away that the main event was my favorite match of the night, but I thought this was incredible. I think this was great. So Raquel was going to tap out to a submission, it looked like. And then Roxanne entered the fray, and she saved Raquel. And she looked like afraid of Rhea, by the way. Oh, shit. I didn't switch slides for this match. I'm sorry. I was still on the last slide. So Yes, Roxanne was afraid of Rhea after she helped Raquel because Raquel was like laying there like all fucked up, and she's like telling Raquel like, "Come on, get up," you know. So she tried to run around the ring, and basically Rhea fucked her up on the outside. So Roxanne eats shit. I guess Rhea put a trash can on her head and nailed her, and then the finishing move was an interesting move. They set up a table on the corner above the turnbuckle, so I never seen that. And they both stood up on it, and Raquel took an avalanche riptide off the top rope. So I thought that was incredible. I gotta say, I love that, man. Never seen that before, so I gave that one. I'll give that 3 points. Love that. And for the whole match itself, I'm also going to give that 3 points, plus 3 points. I loved it. This is one of the best things I've seen in wrestling in a while. Both of them. The work was freaking great. The matchup was great. The booking was great. So very impressed by that. Enjoyed it very much. Next one, we got Sami Zayn and Karrion Kross. Karrion Kross have been, people have been asking for a push for Karrion Kross for a while. Just on the internet, he's a big internet wrestling community. You know, people in the internet wrestling community, have been a big fan of his and have been kind of trying to nudge the WWE to go in the direction of pushing this guy. So he finally got a storyline here where he's been trying to turn Sami and turn him heel. But this is the chance we get to see if anything will happen here, because Sami did he didn't turn heel, but he got angry and he socked him. And I think Karrion Kross and Scarlett on the show on last Raw were like, "Yeah, we got him, huh? We're doing our mission." But I don't know. I don't know if that means anything really. He's just been fucking up Sami Zayn's ass, so Sami finally hit him in the face, which was a good moment. But anyways, all right. So there was a nice entrance for Kross. We had Scarlett singing for him on the way to the ring, black and white entrance, but they did it better on NXT. Really, they seem to have more enthusiasm when they do it on NXT. That's like everything, though. Every time someone does something on NXT, it seems like they do it better when they do it than when they do it on the main roster. Because when you do it on NXT, it's like you got to do it really good. You got to impress. We're trying to get on the main roster. When you're on the main roster, it's like, who gives a fuck? But I don't know. I don't think Scarlett put all her, intensity into this ring walk entrance like she normally does. She didn't even have much to do with this match, really. She didn't interfere or anything. But anyway, Sami Zayn, the babyface here, he was wearing that traditional, whatever you call it, Saudi Arabian garb. I guess he's from that area of the world, so he's the babyface in this scenario and in this venue. But Michael Cole, he made note that, he made note of what I said. So he said that social media loves Karrion Kross, but he's a psycho. So Michael Cole is not very fond of him. But let's see. Scarlett. Oh, I did mention that Scarlett had nothing to do with the match, but she gave him advice. Like Kross was struggling, and he went outside of the ring, and Scarlett would whisper in his ear something. So she is like the devil in his ear kind of thing, but she didn't really interfere, give any distractions or anything like that. So one spot I'll give a half point to was the moonsault off the guardrail. So Sami Zayn with a moonsault off the guardrail onto Karrion Kross. I thought that was a good spot, so I'll give that a half point. Why not? I'm just doling out points like crazy on this show. This was a good show. I like this show. I think it's going to get a high score. So Kross, he got Sami in the corner, and he started doing a dramatic moment where he was like yelling at him. Admit it. Kross told the truth, right? And then he sets up for a move. He runs to the other side of the ring like he's going to get set up for some move, and then he gets nailed in the face with a haluva kick from Sami Zayn. So that was it. 1, 2, 3. I think I expected more from this match. I expected more psychology, more twisted stuff from Karrion Kross. He did finally yell at him, but it wasn't as much as I thought it would be, and not as deep stuff as I thought it would be. I thought he would really try to get in his head. So I'm not going to give this match that high a rating. I kind of expected more, so I'm going to give it only a half a point. All right. Next up, we got Solo and Jacob. Another interesting match. These two used to love each other. Jacob used to be in Solo's bloodline. They were still aligned for a while, even after Solo lost the bloodline. But Jacob had this weird feeling about Solo ever since he, just kept losing and losing and losing. So Jacob lost his love for Solo and turned on him. Long story, but yeah. here we are today. So Solo comes out. No JC with him. Jeff Cobb doesn't come out with Solo, so he just comes out by himself. Hot start to the match, though. Very intense. I've always been a Solo fan of his work. You know, the booking has kind of buried him in recent months, but regardless, Jacob did bump around for Solo at the beginning, so they're family, and you know they're not, you know, they don't hate each other or anything. So let's see. There was a spot here that I made note of. Jacob rushed Solo in the corner and ate shit in the ring post. Oh yeah, this was a funny spot. Jacob just ran so hard at Solo that he flew over the top of the corner turnbuckle and hit his face on the ring post. I thought that was funky. I'll give that one a half point. Why not? Because the way Jacob does it, usually things like that look stupid and they don't look that great when you're trying to get all the way to the ring post. But the way Jacob just flies wildly in there, all gas, no brakes, as he says. So Solo controlled this match for a while after that, until JC Mateo, Jeff Cobb, comes to the ring to help Solo when he gets in trouble. So he distracts the ref and enter Tongaloa. So Tongaloa is back. His stable just got one deeper, so now there are three of them. Okay. Solo with the dramatic words again on Jacob. You didn't listen to me. I loved you, and he tries to hit him with the Samoan spike, but Jacob ducks away, and then he does this amazing twisting move, like twisting dive out of the freaking. Oh, I forgot to change the images again. Sorry, damn it. I'll fix that later. All right, so twisting dive off the over the top rope onto Tongaloa and JC Mateo. So Jacob was going to win, and this was a bad spot. So I think this is the part where I'm going to take some points off. I wouldn't give this as high a rating as I thought I would. But Jacob was about to win. He did his moonsault on Solo. And then the ref should have counted, but instead he goes to the corner because Jeff Cobb is laying there. Like, Jacob laid him out, and he's trying to tell Jeff Cobb to get out of the ring while there's this important stuff going on in the ring. So that kind of buried the referee a little bit, made him look stupid. It just the camera wasn't even on it because that wasn't even well explained. So to me, that's that Asian referee, the chunky Asian referee. I don't really even know his name, but I thought whoever came up with that spot, it just wasn't planned that well. So let's see. Then during that, so that was the distraction that the newest member of Solo's crew enters. I don't think they gave him a name, but they said he is brothers with Tongaloa and Tama Tonga. This huge guy, 7-footer, and he even talks shit to Jacob. He's like, "You had everything, you had everything," and he choke slams him onto the announce desk, drags him into the ring. Solo with the Samoan spike, and Jacob, the way he sold that Samoan spike, really liked it. Plus 2 points just for that Samoan spike selling. And then Solo wins the U.S. title. So Solo is the new U.S. champion. That's the byproduct of all this. And I'll give that a point. I'm gonna say I like this. I'll give the whole match a point. I'm taking off points for the ending. I think it could have been better if they planned that a little bit better. But it was a little confusing at the end why the ref wasn't looking and counting the pinfall for Jacob and not looking when this new guy came in. But okay, I'll still give it a point just for all the drama. So Solo's back. Solo's got a new crew. He's the U.S. champion. He's got a deep crew. Once he had Tama Tonga, he'll have 5 guys. So we'll see if that will make him any type of respectable. But regardless, let's see. Hold on 1 second. I think I lost a page here. 1, 2. I have my whole page for Cena. Oh, no, it's right here. All right, the next match. The next match was Jade Cargill and Asuka. So the ending of this was never in doubt, I don't think. I will say that, man, as a person who's watched AEW, I'm so proud of Jade and how far she's come. Like, this feature matchup on a huge WWE show, a singles match. She sells. She's learned to sell. She makes the match make sense. Asuka was a very good booking for her. She was a good size so that, Jade could throw her around. It's a little awkward pinfall. You know, that was the only thing that I could say negatively kind of about this match. Jade put her in the jaded, and then, you know, usually she cranks back on that pinfall, but, you know, she was kind of off balance there. It didn't look that spot on, but still, I'm going to give a point to this match. So I'm giving one extra point to this whole match. And then she had an inspirational interview afterwards. I'm not really going to give any points for her interview, but she's like, yeah, you got to believe in yourself when no one else does and shit like that. Babyface promo, but okay, good for her. I'm happy for her. But other than that, I want to get to the main event, Cena and Punk. I have a whole page of notes just for this match, Cena and Punk. This was crazy. So this is the 8th WWE title match between Cena and Punk. And match for the WWE title only. They've had more matches than that, so that's crazy. The video package was meh. I think the Rhea and Raquel video package was kind of better. So I'm not going to give any points for this, but this was a difficult one to do because there was so much history. There was no way to really talk about all of that in a coherent way in just 2 minutes. But regardless of the match, Cena comes in, he's all serious, he's doing a serious look on his face, pissed off. The early match, lots of grappling, you know, a little awkward at times, I think. At times, I thought Cena wasn't strong enough to lift Punk, but later when he lifts Bronson Reed, I'm like, man, why was he having trouble lifting Punk earlier in the match? But okay, once we got past the traditional, you know, main event grappling, they killed some time with that. Once it started rolling and the work was pretty good, so I will say they all sold, they all did well there. We'll skip to 3 AAs. The third AA on CM Punk, and then Cena grabs the belt because he's frustrated. He's like, I can't beat this guy. So Cena grabs the belt. This is where the match starts to me. The match starts with Cena grabbing this belt because he's going to start to cheat. So Cena tells, or the referee and CM Punk are like, don't do it, and the people are telling him don't do it. And then he didn't do it. So this is the first kind of hint of maybe Cena is not completely heel or he's going to come back or something. They say he listened to him, but to me it was just like they could explain that by just the ref was staring straight at him. But regardless, still, he could nail him with the belt because if he's frustrated, he can't beat him. He's already hit him with 3 AAs. He could just nail him with the belt and leave. Like, you know what, I'm keeping this title. So it's real easy as a heel to just keep the title and get disqualified. But regardless, it's a big night. It's Night of Champions. There's a big crowd there. He doesn't do it. Well, that leads to CM Punk's first go to sleep, kick out. Then we got a ref bump. Second go to sleep. No ref for this pinfall. Enter Seth Rollins. So Seth Rollins and his crew enter to muddy this whole thing up. They're not going to let it be a clean match. So I should have known. This is what I wrote down here. I should have known that this was going to happen. I can't believe I didn't predict this. I didn't get any spoilers on this, by the way. Somehow, I got through like 5 days since this match has happened, and I didn't get any spoilers. So Rollins sticks his crew, Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker, onto CM Punk. They put Punk down, and Rollins calls for a ref. He wants to cash in. So Charles Robinson does this thing where he runs in, and Cena blindsides him and nails him. So that was cool. That was a funny spot for Charles Robinson. You know what? I'm going to give that spot 2 points just for that. And I think I'm not going to take off points for Rollins entering. I would have much rather that it was just be a single match between Punk and Cena. But you know what? Whatever. They've already had a bunch of those. They might as well have a crazy match like this. So I'm not going to take off points for Rollins coming in. So Cena lays him out. He confronts Rollins, and he gives an AA to Rollins. So this was an interesting moment just because it's two heels kind of crossing paths. And, you know, I didn't really know what to think of it. I don't know if this is another bump on the road to Cena turning back to babyface because nobody likes Rollins. But he had to protect himself. He's trying to keep that title. But it was just an interesting moment where two heels kind of cross paths. So Rollins stable then beats down on Cena. So that's, Cena, that's the heel getting sympathy here. Enter Penta. Man, Penta coming into this main event. Like, good for Penta. Whoever thought Penta would enter this? But yeah, he's been feuding with with Seth Rollins' stable. So I'm happy for Penta getting such a spot in a high-profile moment. But Braun Breaker ends up putting down Penta. They fight on the entrance ramp, and enter Sami Zayn. So now Sami Zayn's in here. And Sami Zayn fights Braun Breaker, and then Penta does a dive onto both of them, and that's all for those guys. So in the ring, CM Punk saves Cena, who was about to be tsunami splashed by Bronson Reed. It's like, what the fuck is going on, man? This is crazy. So I'll give a point to that for Punk actually saving Cena, which is kind of funny. So they end up in the ring together, CM Punk and sorry about that. CM Punk and Cena finally end up in the ring alone, the two original combatants. And CM Punk offers Cena to shake his hand, which Cena does. You know, I'm thinking, man, is this it? He's already turned face. But then that's this image that I have lined up. The only image I have, the only slide I have, I guess my favorite moment of the match was when Cena kind of hugs CM Punk and then looks in the camera seriously, and he's gonna low blow him. He tries to low blow him. He tries to turn on him. It's a swerve. So he goes for the low blow. Punk thwarts it, and enter Seth Rollins. Well, before I move on to that, I'm gonna give a point to the whole Cena looking in the camera with a serious face, attempting the low blow at least. I thought that was nice. I like that. So when CM Punk grabs Cena's leg, because Cena's gonna kick him in the balls, and Rollins enters the ring right at that moment and stops him, hits him with the briefcase, curb stomp onto CM Punk, and then Cena grabs Seth Rollins, flings him out of the ring, and steals the pinfall as Seth Rollins probably wanted to cash in right at that moment during this match, make it a three-way. But Cena escapes, and Seth Rollins is obviously pissed. So it was an interesting thing, Seth Rollins coming in, trying to cash in his thing here, his Money in the Bank, because he could have potentially won this title without even pinning John Cena. Like if Cena was down and he pinned CM Punk, that would have got him the title. So it was very interesting stuff. The way he stole the pin and all that stuff, I'll give that a point with Seth Rollins coming in. I gotta say, I like that. I was out of nowhere. I wasn't expecting it. And there you go. That's the match. That was wild, wild, wild stuff, man. And I gotta say, I more than loved it. I enjoyed it the fuck out of it. And I'm gonna give it a fire rating. I'm gonna give this was a much better match. I'm giving this 5 points for the match. This was a much better match than obviously the Cody Rhodes John Cena match at WrestleMania, and then the Orton match with Cena with a lot of interference. That was cool, but this was better. This had so much intense stuff in it, important stuff, Money in the Bank. Seth Rollins is stable, lots of good characters. Oh my God, this was like almost WrestleMania status, like not quite like, Cody finishing his story, but it was in that vein. It was really, really good. I'm giving it a fire rating. This was one of the highest rated Cena matches, I think, with CM Punk. I'm very happy with it. I think it was really cool. It was really nostalgic, and I'm glad they did it. Let's see, CM Punk, he kind of just stood there after the match and took the ovation. I think he's just happy to be there, happy to be in this kind of spot. Since coming from the doldrums of AEW, man, how you got to be happy with this, even though you don't win the title. The old CM Punk might have been mad that he didn't win the title, but the new CM Punk is more mature. He understands that this was just great business. So there you go, Night of Champions. I loved it. I'm going to give the whole show overall plus 3 points. So I'm going to add all these points up. Give me a minute. 30 points. Plus 30 for Night of Champions. That's a very high rating. This is the first time I am reviewing things in this manner, where I'm just handing out points for anything I can see. So I have not done it like this before. So this is going to be the highest rated show so far, because it's the first show I'm reviewing like this. So plus 30 points. I'm going to see if there's anything. I'm going to keep track of this, and I'm going to see if anything beats this show coming up. But yeah, that's my review for Night of Champions. I was very happy with it. Took me a few days to get a chance to watch it, but I'm glad I finally sat down and took time to watch it in detail and not forward it and not get the spoilers and not read about it. It was very cool. So there you go. That's my review of Night of Champions. And I know tonight's Raw, or tonight is Smackdown. It's Friday, but I haven't even watched Raw yet. So I guess next time I put my reviews in, I'll have a Raw and Smackdown review together. But today's the 4th of July. I don't know if I'll have a chance to do it, but regardless, that's all for the review today. We'll see you on the next one. Hit like and subscribe. Thank you very much. All right. I'm back. Sorry about that. I was just choking on a cookie that I just ate, but I'm back with another live stream. I'm at work right now, but it's a little slow, so I'm going to try to squeeze in some wrestling. I'm on my never-ending quest to try to catch up. I've fallen behind, which is a no-no in wrestling because it's tough to catch up when you fall behind. There's 400 shows a week. So I'm on Smackdown from June 27th. This was 5 days ago now as we speak, but it seems like ages ago as there's been a bunch of wrestling shows that I've missed. And AEW Dynamite is tonight.